Hello, Mark from Sound Matters here, talking all things vinyl as always. Today I'm covering 3 new variations on the Vinyl Storage Solutions crystal clear inner sleeves that I recently covered on this channel. So there are 3 different incarnations of this now, three different versions. Depending on your preferences as a record collector, you'll probably prefer one of these over the others. Which one is right for you? We're going to find out in this video. So I've covered Vinyl Storage Solutions record sleeves extensively on this channel, and I'll put links in the description that you can check out of the previous reviews I've done of their dual pocket outer sleeves, their gatefold sleeves, their rice paper sleeves, and of course the original video I did on the crystal clear inner sleeves, of which there are now 3 different versions to choose from. But as a bit of a recap, these are made from a special kind of polymer that retains crystal clear clarity but still gives you the anti-static protection of a regular high density polyethylene record sleeve. So these are perfect for protecting your picture discs but still showing them off, or indeed coloured vinyl records. Now, the original crystal clear inner sleeve that I've covered on this channel was just a regular 12-inch inner record sleeve, albeit with that lovely clarity and the additional, obviously, anti-static properties that matches a regular record sleeve. But the new versions have some new features that you may find interesting. So they're starting with the first one, there's the version that now has a tuckable flap. So if you are somebody who really wants to go to town on preventing dust from getting towards your records, then this may be a good option for you. This is a tuckable flap that you can tuck right into the record sleeve, gives you that extra dust protection. Some people just find this really fiddly, other people absolutely love it. It's all really just down to your personal taste and your priorities as a record collector. As an alternative to the flap but still retaining that extra dust protection, you could look at the sealable flaps. So obviously you peel away in a similar way to their dual pocket outer sleeves. So you peel away this film here, and this then reseals the flap over the top of the record sleeve. So that might be another option for you if you just find tucking in those flaps a little bit on the fiddly side, which actually I kind of do. I've kind of started moving more towards the non-flap versions of their record sleeves generally, but that's just me. You know, you could be completely different. The third and final version is probably my favorite, given that I'm just not that big on the sort of the flaps and all that. So this version has a small lip here, so one side is taller than the other, enabling you to more easily find the entrance, and it just helps with loading the record into the record sleeves. As I say, this is, I think, a really nice, neat feature to add on top of the regular option, and this is my personal favourite. I do find it just makes it that little bit easier to slot records into the sleeves. As regular watchers of the channel will know, VSS make these dual pocket outer sleeves, so it enables me to take a single record like this and have access to the record whilst protecting the artwork. So that's a secondary pocket, and these sleeves, these clear inner sleeves, just look much nicer slid into the dual pocket design here than, say, a regular sleeve like this, or even a rice paper sleeve. So this is a VMP release that came with a sleeve just like this, and while it is anti-static, it's a perfectly good sleeve. It doesn't look quite as nice as just having the, particularly because it's a coloured record, it just doesn't look quite as nice, doesn't pop in the same way as having the clear inner sleeve like so in that dual pocket design. And just for clarity, actually, here's the same record now in the original black poly-lined inner sleeve slotted into a dual pocket VSS sleeve here, and you see this is just not as pretty. And also, actually, this here, you see how that then catches here, so the actual seam of the sleeve catches, because obviously I turn them to the side so that the dust can't get in. Sorry, that's the opening of the record there. But I turn them to the side so that the opening of the record isn't facing upwards. Of course, that protects against dust, but it also means that the record can't accidentally slip out. But the downside of that is, yeah, we're catching that seam as we go in here. So it's not just an aesthetic thing, it's also a practical thing as well. Let's go back to that crystal clear inner sleeve, which has no seams, no visible kind of folded seams at all. So we can just simply slot the record in, and this is the one if I can find it. This is the one with the seam, sorry, this is the one with the lip, which makes it easier to fit the record in. So we can just slot that in like so. And yeah, it just looks a lot nicer and is also more of a joy to use as well. We don't get that horrible catching as the record slides in. So if you've got a lot of coloured records or picture discs, then I think this is a really nice way to store them. As I say, my personal preference is to the very subtle lip version of these, just for easier loading in of the record. But if you particularly want to go the extra mile with dust protection, then these are a great idea as well and may suit you best. Starting with, of course, the flap-based design. This is a tuckable flap, so there's no tape involved here. That simply just tucks in there. The first time you do it, just creating that crease, it is a little bit on the fiddly side. It does get easier after that first go though. It's nice and easy to just tuck that in. Yeah, slightly fiddly on the first go, but does, as I say, get easier. The other alternative, if you don't like the idea of tucking it in, is the re-sealable versions. This has re-sealable tape, which enables you to fully seal the record like so. May have some additional benefits as well if you're storing records for the longer term. You sort of create more of a seal away from the elements, I suppose. That does give you some additional extra protection, but realistically, it's just more about that real fail-safe in terms of protecting against dust. So as I say, yeah, I really do prefer the lip-based versions. I think they're absolutely fantastic, but your preferences may vary. Let me know your thoughts, or whether you have a preference on this sort of type of design down in the comments, or if you have any additional questions, of course, pop those in there as well. There will be a link to all of these products in the description so that you can check them out in your own time. So that concludes the review. Before you go, do check out the description of the video where there is a link and a discount code for 10% off your order. I get a very small commission at no extra cost to you, and I appreciate your support. Of course, as always, there's the usual partners and sponsors discount codes, including Groove Washer for record cleaning products and 12-inch for record display systems, and many, many more. The latest one is also the Sound Deck Platimat. You can get 10% off from those guys as well. A recently reviewed Platimat that I use on my Technics deck behind me all the time. We've also got Vinyl Pursuit for vintage vinyl, and also Vinyl Moon for that record subscription service. So as I say, thank you ever so much for watching. If you are new to this channel, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board my vinyl journey with you guys. But until that next video, do enjoy the music and keep spinning.